Welcome back to The Hits, Locals Only, and today I'm joined by the wonderful country superstar, Kaylee Bell. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me today.
Now, you've got a brand new song for us. It's called Me For Me. What is it? What's it all about?
So basically, over summer, my producer Tom Jordan was out from Nashville, and we kind of just were like, this is an open door studio. Anyone that's in town, come and write. And my friend Navy, who's another artist who I absolutely adore, she was in town, and she came over and we were just writing for a few days. And I was like, I haven't really written like the love song, you know, like I write a lot of like hurry up and marry me songs, like, you know, those kind of hint songs. So it was like, let's actually write one about finding your person. And you know, for me, it was a long time finding that person, and you know, 10 years before we got engaged. And so that's kind of what the song is about. Like, sometimes things are worth the wait in life, and when you find someone that just like accepts you as you are, and vice versa, it's nice, and it's like you work as a team. So yeah, that's what the song is all about, just kind of celebrating finding your person.
Yeah, and not settling, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that whole process can take time for someone. So how can someone listening to your song relate to what you're singing about?
Like what you said, not settling is a big thing. You know, particularly I grew up in a small town, and it was like a lot of my friends were getting married, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And it was always like, you just that feeling of like, have I missed the boat? And I think with a career like music, it kind of forces you to be selfish in a lot of ways and kind of chase your dreams, which is great and it's awesome, but I think they often comes with a little bit of sacrifice. But yeah, for me, I was lucky to find someone that also loves music as much as I do and works alongside me. So like I said, we're very much a team, and I think I encourage that with anyone in relationships to work together with their person.
And did writing this song feel quite emotional, or was it empowering?
Empowering, I'd say. I think when you're writing with Navy, who is just like the most fun human that you've ever met, like you just spend all your time laughing. And so we were trying to write something that I think has like that underlying message of something serious, you know, of like, you know, like wait and find what your value is in life, you know. But it's always done with a bit of tongue in cheek. When you've got someone like Phoebe in the room, Navy, writing with you. So I think it's kind of like got a few of those sort of nods, like I always admired with Shania Twain. She always had like those little fun moments in songs where she talks about Brad Pitt, or like little things like that. There's lines through the verses of the song that I feel like they have that same kind of quirkiness. Yeah.
Well, actually talking about that, is there a lyric that you wrote that you just instantly clicked with?
There was a line in the second verse that was like talking about how I'll never fill up the gas tank anymore because he wants to do that for me. It's like those sorts of things where it's like, I think, yeah, it's like you find your balance in a relationship where, you know, they're better at some things than you are.
Yeah. Country music is booming right now, and it's so cool. And I think every radio station is playing a country song. Do you think that country music, country songs come from real life more than other genres?
I think the storytelling aspect of country music is what kind of has always set it apart, because I think there's actually a lot of similarities between pop music and country music that a lot of fans are now starting to discover and realise, this is like actually not what I thought it was. So I think the part that still keeps it in that lane of country, and the part that I've always loved about it, is that storytelling aspect of real stories and real life. And I mean, I grew up on 90s country, which was largely female country. It was a lot of Faith Hill and Shania and Pam Tillis, and these were females talking about relationships, or like, I just remember listening as a kid thinking like these girls or women were my big sisters, you know, and they were teaching me things when I was like an 8-year-old kid, like definitely not in that phase of my life, but it was like they were talking to me because they were telling stories and talking about their experiences. So I think that's why people are just absolutely kind of like catching on now, because I think it's pop melodies met with really great storytelling. Yeah.
Well, I've always been a big Shania Twain fan. I remember doing the road trip to see my grandparents in Taupo, a 2-3 hour drive from Tauranga, and we had the Shania Twain album on CD.
Did you have a favourite song?
Man, I Feel Like a Woman,
yeah,
of course.
Nice.
Yeah. How do you know when a song's finished? Because I guess you can work on it for forever, right? But how do you know when you've made those final tweaks, you've put on all the instruments that you want and all the lyrics?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Sometimes I don't think that you do. I think you just need to let it go and let it be in the universe. And then sometimes I think something that I'm learning more about lately, and I think pop music does it really well, is that they kind of keep rewriting things and they go back to, because when you write a song, basically you walk into a room, you spend maybe half a day writing the song, and then you leave. And it's like the kind of the art of going back in and unlocking that song and being like, can we tweak this or can we make something better? I think is something that country music is definitely getting better at. I think pop music do it really well. I think guys like Ryan Tedder will talk about how he'll go back and dissect through songs and make sure every section is the best it can be, and Swedish pop do that really well as well. You know, like they test everything out and make sure every kind of part of the song is like perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas country is a lot more like kind of slap it together and sort of see what happens. And I think fans kind of do actually also love something about that kind of like, I don't know, it feels a bit more authentic.
Yeah.
But I think also the more that, you know, the LA songwriting world and the Nashville songwriting world kind of overlap, I think, we're seeing a lot more country songs kind of get a bit more time spent on them so that when they do come out, they're like ready to go, you know?
Now, later this year, you're releasing the deluxe edition of your album, Cowboy Up. What can we expect?
More songs. I feel like it was, putting out Cowboy Up was such a huge accomplishment in a lot of ways. I had a baby, and so, you know, for me it was very much like ticking the box of like knowing that I could still be a mom and still do music. And I really just felt like there was still a few more songs that I wanted to have on this record and to give to the fans, because they were so supportive through this last 12 months, which for me was very much just like a year of discovery of like, I didn't know what it was going to look like, you know? And so I'm very, very proud of that record, the Cowboy Up record, but I just felt like there was still a little bit more left to say and to do with it. And so, yeah, I'm very excited that it's going to be extended and we can offer the fans just a little bit more, you know?
Very exciting. You recently opened the new Christchurch Stadium, the first ever concert there, 660 and Symphony as well. What was that like?
There was, it's funny because it was called Once in a Lifetime, and you know that going in, but on the night it was like, that made so much sense. Like it felt like the most amazing concert that you just know will never happen again. There was so many little nods to Kiwi kind of nuances, and we brought out the Crusaders and the Black Ferns in my set, and there were so many cool little surprises through the night that you just couldn't repeat that. And so it really was like a once in a lifetime experience for fans and for us as artists. So that'll be one of those ones that will just live forever as one of those very, very special occasions that we were very honoured to be there doing that.
Is there a song from that show that's going to be on the deluxe album?
Yeah, so when I had the opportunity to play the show, I was like, it would be really cool to have something that lives beyond the night, because these nights, you think about them for 6 months leading in and then they're kind of gone, and it's like, So I really wanted to do something quite fan orientated. And again, I was writing with my friend Navy, and I was telling her, and she's like, let's just have a crack, let's just write something. And so we wrote a song that ended up being called Once in a Lifetime. And it's just very much about the fans. And I spent a lot of time in Christchurch that week leading into the show, where we went and surprised some fans around Christchurch, which was such a cool time. Honestly, people are amazing, and I just have the best fans. And it's cool because now they're going to be part of this music video, and just so many little nods to what makes Christchurch special. So I'm very, very excited to have that song as like a special little piece, but it's very much a fan piece, you know.
Kaylee Bell, thank you so much for your time today. Lovely to catch up.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.